What's going on, Dominators? David Dominator here. Today I want to talk about some hockey before I have to leave for a while because we won't get a lot of news videos from XFL, anything. I'm going to try to make those videos while I'm out of town, but it's going to be hard. Just a warning, webcam probably won't be as good if I make those videos or if I live stream. Be careful with that because I might just do live stream and talk to the fans and stuff. But the draft is today. I'm going to talk a little more about the Golden Knights as normal because that's my team, but I'm going to talk about some more stuff because a lot of stuff went down when I was making the last video, and so finally I just wanted to complete it. So, the Golden Knights have their day has started tonight. So, we we really haven't made any big moves. Vegas has been announced that they're getting the draft next year, and they're getting the um, uh, award ceremony. Cool. So now they're planning to start making moves, and they signed two defensemen today. They signed a defenseman for the AHL, and basically two defensemen for the AHL, but one of them played with us, won the cup with us. And we knew Riley Smith was on the block, and this is going to be Golden Knights mainly, but I'm bringing in more stuff later, so bear with me. Riley Smith is getting traded, or was traded to the Pittsburgh Penguins, which is good for me because I watch Pittsburgh. They're still my team as well. That's just how it is. I am very sad that he left. As a fan, it sucks. As a business fan, like understanding the business, I understand it's not just my team. I understand that my organization does anything they can to win. And they believe at right now that Barbashev is better than Riley Smith. And I do technically agree. Now, why do I say that? Because they traded Riley Smith's contract out to then basically give Barbashev an extension, which he deserved. He really did deserve it. He got a $5 million deal for 5 years. And he's playing with guys like Jack Eichel and Marshall. As of right now, I don't see as anybody else taking a spot. The Golden Knights, obviously, they had to make a big decision whether that was going to be Martinez or Riley Smith. But I think they want to keep the veteran defense for one more year because Martinez will be on his last year of his contract. And it's just they got to make a switch, So it's interesting to see on what happens. I think the Golden Knights organization is very smart, so this move was the right thing to do. You can't doubt the Golden Knights organization because of what they did this year, winning the cup, and that's another reason why I'm not too upset about the trade. Like, I don't think anybody would have been upset about the Fleury trade. I think no, that's not true, but the fact that Riley Smith won the championship, the fact that I got that moment where Riley Smith and the Misfits had one last ride. They were announced in the finals in the last game of the season. He got the game-winning goal technically, and it's just amazing to see that after they all held the cup, they all had a moment together, and that is something I always will be grateful for. I said it, I really wish. It probably won't happen now, but I said, if they were to make a statue outside of T-Mobile Arena, the statue I would make would be the Misfits, all three of them together. That's what I would do. But I don't think that's gonna happen now because I feel like they have to retire there. But I mean, Riley Smith, I think he understands, and hopefully, knowing him, he'll still probably call Vegas home. He does the charity event out here, Battle for Las Vegas, which is actually the 4th annual is next month. And he's the captain of the Vegas Golden Knights. He always has been. So it's going to kind of suck if, that's his basically farewell to the town. And hopefully, knowing him, he'll say nice words. He'll say, hell, maybe even after Pittsburgh, I'll come back and retire. He'll probably say something like that, let's be honest. A few different guys have said that once they've left here. So it sucks, but it is what it is. To kind of get more into it, the Golden Knights have interesting situation now because now that Barbashev's off the table, they really only have two guys that are, in my opinion, must needs before the end of this, which is Brett Howden and Dorofeev. Dorofeev, I feel like is needs to be a sign now. Both of them are, to my opinion, because I think Dorofeev needs to be a sign now guy, because now that you can get him on a cheap deal, maybe like 800K, and you can get him to play with Carlson like he did, and at this point probably a Manio, because that's probably the way we're rolling, unless we try to bring back Kessel, which I don't know if we will. And then Howden kind of needs to get re-signed, because that line with Stevenson and Stone was deadly. So it's going to be interesting to see where things go, because honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, we might re-sign Teddy Bluger. Now that I'm thinking about it, because what I'm trying to think about is that they have been trying to elevate Waugh for the longest time. Like, they want Waugh to be a line mate to somebody, and they kept moving him with Carlson. Now I feel like it will be Dorofeev, Waugh, and Carlson as the new second line. That's kind of what I'm saying or thinking. I don't know about you guys, if you guys are Golden Knights fans, but I think that's the way we're rolling. And then I think you would want Bluger as the fourth line center, and then you have a great group again. Like I said, Kessel is a maybe, possibly will be brought back. I mean, I just don't think so. I felt like, yeah, everyone liked him in the locker room, but I do feel like there was a point where Bruce Cassidy just was tired of him, like, being in the game. Like, he would give him less minutes. He would switch him off with different lines. I feel like Bruce was just getting frustrated with his work ethic, maybe, and that maybe I just don't see him getting brought back. Another thing with the goaltending, Hill and Thompson. I heard a rumor Thompson's not happy about not being number one. We don't know that. Yeah, cool. This dude's gonna get paid $4.9 million, but let's not act like we had Fleury and Leonard both be backups at one point, and they had big cap hits. It's not gonna be that big of a deal. The Golden Knights are stupid if they trade Logan Thompson. The only way Logan, by the way, because that everyone was like Logan's like, I want to be number one center. That was his first year in the NHL, his first full year, and he won the cup. I'm not counting last year his first year, but you're gonna tell me this guy's walked in and now he's demanding the first round spot? How fucking stupid do you have to be? Because either he's dumb for doing it, or you're dumb for suggesting he's doing it, because that's like in my opinion, let's just use Kenny Pickett as an example, or any rookie as an example. They walk into the Steelers organization, he's like, I'm the number one quarterback, that's a given, and if you don't like it, I don't want to be here. You can't do that. No, you have to earn your respect and earn the way up. And I think Logan is still going to be that top guy, even if he gets this big extension. In my opinion, I do think they should let Hill walk, because in my opinion, I know he did great, but what has happened to every single goaltender that has left the organization? Because Fleury's numbers have been in the shithole. Subban is not even in the NHL anymore. And Robin Leonard is probably out the door too, and his career is probably going to be over soon. Look at other guys that have won the cup and have left their team. Darcy Kemper missed the playoffs last year. Grubauer, he had a great playoff run, but he didn't make it to the finals. He hasn't made it to the finals since. Most guys, the only person that has won the cup that has been back there in the last 5 years was Vasilevsky. And that was the only guy. And obviously he's the best goaltender in the world. So, yeah, you're going to see something. Like, I say that all the time. It's like, depending on who is in the net with what kind of defense, in my opinion, I think if Fleury, Quick, anybody is in, like, not Quick, but just say Carey Price, Connor Hellebuck, Vasilevsky was on Vegas' team, Vegas is winning 3 cups in 3 years. Like, with that defense, it's too good. That's my opinion. But I just think that he should get a smaller deal, just because both of their contracts also end at the same time, and I feel like this is going to be like, hey, this next 2 years, whoever does better is going to get the bigger contract. Now, I don't think that's what they're gonna say, but I feel like that's what management is thinking. Like, okay, well, if Hill is not gonna get paid the same amount if he doesn't produce, but Thompson is in need for a big payday when his time is done. And I think if Thompson plays 10 times better and hell even leads the team into a playoff run and all this other stuff, Thompson's going to get the deal instead of Hill. One of them is going to get pushed out, which by that time, one of our two really, really, really high prospects in the goaltending department that we just signed in the entry level deal will be eligible to come up to replace whoever leaves. Like, we're already getting ready for this shit. Now, to just talk about more about Connor Hellebuck and Carter Hart and all these other guys that I was kind of mentioning, this offseason is going to get ridiculous. The Devils are a team I love. I love rooting for the underdogs. And the Devils have a great team this year. Now, I forgot all the moves that have happened because there's just been so goddamn many. But, like, sorry, I'm just reading. Like, guys are getting signed, guys are getting traded. You know, we're 2 hours away from the fucking uh draft, so everything's going crazy. But like the Devils are making moves. You know, they got rid of Blackwood, which kind of sucks because I liked Blackwood at first, and I feel like he could be a good goalie again if he just I don't know. He just got to change something. Maybe the change of scenery will do, but San Jose is not the best change of scenery. You know, the Flames traded Tyler Toffoli to the Devils, and then the Devils this morning, I believe, signed Thibaut Meyer to an 8-year extension. Like, they have a powerful front six. Like, now that concerns me on how good their bottom depth will be, because remember, like, yeah, you could be good top heavy, but look at the last 3 Stanley Cup champions. They have had depth. Vegas, super amount of depth, and in my opinion, one of the top 3 depth teams ever to win a championship. Remember, Kadri and everyone else was on that Avalanche team? That is a team that was crazy. Like, and you just got to think about all these guys that had so much depth scoring, and I feel like that's going to be a problem for the Devils. But if they get good goaltending again, they're good. And their defense is going to get stronger, I think. You know, with Hughes' brother coming in, I think Luke, right? I think he is going to help that team a lot, especially when he has a full year to get ready and to get into the NHL atmosphere. I think he's going to be a really good goaltender. But yeah, you know, things are going to get crazy for a lot of teams. You know, free agency is going to get really, really crazy. And it's just gonna be a deal where we have to see what happens. So that's gonna be it. To really pretty much, if you guys are interested, I don't know what I'm really gonna do the next few years or few weeks. By the time you see me, if you don't see many videos, my birthday will pass. July 18th, I will be 21 years old, and yeah, I do kind of want to bring a betting atmosphere into this channel. I don't know how to utilize it to my ability. I kind of want to do what Pat McAfee's show kind of does, is just hammer down, but like I hate doing stuff by myself. I really wish I had a partner in all this, and I think like me making bets like before, even telling you guys like what bets I would make would be kind of fun, but I just don't think it's something people would be interested in. But that's going to be it for me. It's going to be craziness. Let's see what happens during the draft. Obviously, we all know who's more likely going number 1. But it's going to be fun seeing on what teams try to trade up, what teams trade out, because, you know, this is just the beginning of the of the craziness, you know. This is where you got to see teams like there's certain players, by the way, like I give markings to, like Hellebuck is a possible trade candidate near the deadline. I don't see him as like a pre-draft or preseason type of trade. Carter Hart on the other side, though, he's a guy I can see getting traded today to try to get up a high spot. Like, think about what we saw last year. It's like last year, I think during the draft, I don't remember if it was day 1 or day 2 or it was before the draft, but Fleury got an extension like right there because he was one of the biggest, hottest goaltenders to get in free agency. So we got to look out for that. And a lot of that fun stuff. So that's going to be it for me. Like this video if you liked it. Comment down below. What do you want your guys? Tell me what your team is down below, and tell me what is the move that you want to see them make, for them to make a push. Whether you're rebuilding, like if you're rebuilding, tell me who you want them to go get to start building your rebuild. Or if you're close to a championship, what do you want to do? If you're a Vegas fan, tell me what you think about the trade. And that's going to be it for me. Dominate the World Dominators. David Dominator is out. Peace.